The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. October 29th episode. Declarations, proposals, and pressure that could shatter everything. Wednesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, airing October 29th, throws fans straight into the emotional fire with high-stakes drama, fast-paced revelations, and the kind of romantic chaos only this show can deliver. Every scene is loaded, every word counts, and every character is either dreaming of a better future or scrambling to outrun the mistakes of their past. At the center of it all, Bill Spencer's surprise, Liam's unexpected move, and Deacon's crumbling marriage under the weight of a dangerous truth. The day begins with a bombshell for Bill Spencer. He's already been keeping a watchful eye on Liam Spencer, knowing full well his son has been struggling in the aftermath of his fractured relationship with Hope Logan. Bill, a man used to battles business, romantic and personal, was ready to support Liam as he fought his way back into Hope's heart. But nothing prepares him for what he's about to hear. Liam didn't just plan to win Hope back, he's already done it. And in true Spencer fashion, he wasted no time. Liam proposed to Hope, laying everything on the line, and Hope said yes. Not only that, but she offered a heartfelt apology for turning her back on the man who stood by her for so long. She admitted to undervaluing his love, his loyalty, and his presence. The result? A reunion that hits like a thunderclap. Now, the once broken couple is on the path to remarriage. They're moving forward fast, fueled by a newfound clarity and the lessons of the past. Both Hope and Liam have learned painfully that love can't be taken for granted, that even when history gets messy, the future can still be rewritten. For Beth Spencer, it's a dream come true. Her parents are back together, and she's getting the family she's always deserved. As Liam spills all of this to Bill, the patriarch is stunned, but not in a bad way. Bill's expression moves from shock to pride as the reality sets in. His son has reclaimed his life and is chasing happiness with the kind of boldness that would make any Spencer proud. Bill's joy is genuine, but it also triggers something deeper, because while Liam is embracing his second chance with Hope, Bill is forced to confront his own romantic failures, most notably his complicated history with Katie Logan. Liam's optimism is infectious, and he doesn't miss the opportunity to nudge his father in Katie's direction. If Liam and Hope can overcome their mountain of mistakes, then maybe there's still a shot for Bill and Katie to rebuild what they once had. But that's a storm waiting to happen. The tangled situation surrounding Luna Nozawa is a shadow that still looms over the Spencer family. Bill may be happy for Liam, but his own life remains complicated and unresolved. And if he wants to get back with Katie, he'll have to face those complications head-on. Meanwhile, another storyline is burning hotter by the minute. Deacon Sharp, torn between his love for Sheila Carter and the escalating pressure from those around him, finds himself in the crosshairs of truth and consequence. Deacon's heart is split in two. On one hand, he loves Sheila, or at least the version of her he thinks still has some humanity left. On the other, he can't shake the lies she's buried, especially those surrounding Luna. Secrets have a weight, and Deacon is feeling every ounce. Sheila's refusal to come clean about Luna's paternity and the full extent of her manipulations has only deepened the cracks in their relationship. It's not just about love anymore, it's about trust, survival, and reputation. And right now, Deacon's is on the line. Hope and Deke Sharp are stepping in as a united front. They're no longer willing to sit on the sidelines while Deacon self-destructs. On Wednesday, they confront him with blunt honesty. Their message is clear. If he wants peace, if he wants clarity, and if he wants any kind of future not tainted by scandal and deceit, then he needs to divorce Sheila. Full stop. No half measures. No maybe later. Hope, especially, pulls no punches. She's seen too much and sacrificed too much to watch her father spiral down the same destructive path. Her tone is firm, her logic irrefutable. Sheila is a poison, and the only antidote is walking away. Deke backs her up with equal force, pushing Deacon to face facts. Love doesn't mean blindness. And if Deacon can't see who Sheila really is, then he'll lose everything, including his daughter's respect and his own sense of self. The pressure mounts, and Deacon begins to buckle. The more he listens, the more the walls close in. His therapy sessions with Taylor Hayes have already planted seeds of doubt. There's a connection growing between them, a slow, unexpected bond built on openness and insight. It's not romantic yet, but it's real. And it's starting to show him what honesty and stability could look like. Still, the heart doesn't let go easily. Sheila, sensing that her world is slipping away, gears up for another desperate plea. Before the week ends, she comes to Deacon again, this time with sincerity, tears, and a new pitch for redemption. She tried to convince him that they belong together, that they've come too far to quit now. She begged for a second chance, spinning the same dream she always does, that love can fix anything. But can it? That question lingers like smoke over every storyline. Liam and Hope believe it can, and for now, they're running on that belief. Bill is starting to wonder if it's too late for him to try. And Deacon? He's stuck in the middle, torn between what he feels and what he knows. Whether he walks away or gives Sheila one last chance could change everything, not just for him, but for everyone around him. As Wednesday's episode unfolds, the tension never lets up. Bold declarations, family reunions, confrontations laced with brutal honesty. This is the bold and the beautiful at full throttle. The past is chasing every character, but the future is being written in real time. Choices have to be made. Lines have to be drawn. And no one gets to escape the fallout. So don't blink, because the moves made today will ripple into tomorrow, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will be the same. The bold and the beautiful. As Hope recommits to Liam, Thomas returns, and everything could collapse this week on the bold and the beautiful. The show positions itself on the edge of a seismic shift. As Hope Logan says yes to Liam Spencer's proposal and prepares to remarry him again, there's a silent storm building behind the scenes. That storm has a name: Thomas Forrester. With the confirmation from executive producer Casey Kasperzik that actor Matthew Atkinson has returned to the set and filmed scenes this week, the countdown begins. The game is about to change. Thomas isn't just back, he's back at the worst possible time for Hope and Liam, and for fans who've long been starving for a real, sustained storyline for Thomas. The wait may finally be over. This isn't just another cameo or quick visit. While Thomas' previous returns from Paris have been fleeting, this time has weight, and it's coming fast. Kasperzik's Instagram teaser, a simple behind-the-scenes photo with the word "this week," has already sent the fandom into speculation overdrive. There are no coincidences in daytime television. The timing is deliberate. Hope and Liam's engagement news will barely have time to breathe before Thomas walks in and rips open the still bleeding scars of their past. Hope has tried to move forward, to rewrite the narrative of her life with Liam. After her brief entanglement with Carter Walton fizzled out, she fell back into the familiar rhythm of Liam's arms. He proposed. She said yes. On the surface, it looks like a happy ending. But scratch beneath that surface and the same old cracks remain. Liam has never truly chosen Hope over Steffi. Not fully. Not with conviction. Not without hesitation. That pattern is etched into their history. And Hope knows it. She's lived through it again and again. Every time Steffi is in danger, Liam runs. Every time Steffi sheds a tear or faces a threat, Liam wavers. Hope has tried to be the bigger person. She's tried to forgive. But the truth is, her relationship with Liam has always felt conditional, as though she exists in the shadow of another woman's pull. It's the very reason she once walked away and let herself fall for Thomas in the first place. Not because it was simple, not because it was safe, but because with Thomas, for all his darkness and complexity, she felt chosen. Now, with Luna Nozawa stirring new chaos and Steffi's life again teetering on unstable ground, Liam's focus is inevitably going to shift. His instinct to protect, to be present, to insert himself into Steffi's orbit will rise again, and Hope will feel it. She always does. That subtle but unmistakable flicker in Liam's eyes whenever Steffi is in distress. It's inescapable. And that's when Thomas walks in. The stage is set for a confrontation Hope never expected. She buried her feelings. She told herself she moved on. But the moment Thomas reappears, everything she tried to suppress will crash to the surface. Their chemistry has never dulled. Their shared history is charged with intensity, pain, and longing. The last time Thomas was in L.A., he and Hope stood on the edge of something profound. But she wasn't ready. He wasn't stable. The timing failed them both. Yet the love, that never left. Thomas left for Paris with his heart still tethered to Hope. He chose distance because staying meant unraveling. He chose exile because it was the only way to respect her boundaries. And while he's been away, Hope's life unraveled in his absence. Her affair with him wasn't just about physical desire, it was about being seen, being valued, being wanted without conditions. Thomas gave her that. When the world turned against her, when Liam judged her, when Brooke lectured her, Thomas stood firm. Their breakup wasn't born from betrayal. It was born from the weight of too many voices, too much history, and too much fear. But none of that stopped Hope from dreaming about him. None of that prevented her from wearing the memories like invisible scars. The minute she sees him again, those feelings will flood her. And Thomas, ever the romantic, ever the believer, will be ready to fight. He didn't come back just to say hi. He didn't return just to watch her marry someone else. He's not going to sit quietly while Liam cycles through the same patterns. Thomas is back with a purpose. Maybe for redemption, maybe for closure, but more likely for her. The questions start piling up immediately. Does Hope still love him? Has she ever stopped? Does she really believe Liam can give her the life she wants? Or is she settling because it's familiar? The engagement ring on her finger will start to feel heavier with every passing second that Thomas is back in town. And Liam? He's not blind. He'll feel the shift. He knows the look in Hope's eyes when Thomas is near. He's seen it before. He's seen how she softens, how her guard drops. He knows that deep down, the connection between them was never really broken, just buried. And with Thomas back, those embers will catch fire. The real suspense isn't whether Thomas and Hope will rekindle something, it's when. How long can Hope hold out before admitting to herself that the future she's building with Liam might be built on compromise, not passion? How long can she pretend that Thomas doesn't still own a part of her heart? For Thomas fans, this could finally be the arc that gives him the space and substance he deserves. Not just a 2-week return to stir the pot, but a genuine, layered storyline. One where he's not the villain. One where his emotional growth matters. One where his love isn't toxic or manipulative, but real. The audience has waited. The actor has more than proven his depth. The writing is there. All it needs now is commitment. If the bold and the beautiful follows through, this return could mark the start of a narrative where Thomas stops chasing and starts standing, where Hope stops compromising and starts choosing herself. Whether that means Thomas or Liam in the end, what matters is that the choice is honest, fearless, and free from pressure. But let's not pretend the road will be smooth. Brooke Logan will rage, Ridge Forrester will choose sides, Liam will spiral, and Steffi, if her life is in turmoil again, might even find herself caught in the fallout, pulling Liam in deeper and deeper. The ripple effect will touch everyone. Still, this is what makes the bold and the beautiful what it is. High-stakes love triangles, emotional collisions, messy, complicated histories that refuse to stay buried. And right now, we are at the brink of one of the biggest explosions in recent years. Hope and Liam's engagement is barely out of the gate, and already it's under threat. Thomas' return isn't just a plot twist, it's a reset button. One that could either revive Thope in full force or ignite a war that tears every relationship apart. As fans hold their breath for Thomas' first on-screen appearance, The question hangs in the air like thunder. Will Hope walk down the aisle with Liam, or will she finally stop running from what her heart has been trying to tell her all along? Because this time, it's not just about romance. It's about reclaiming agency, about choosing passion over safety, about facing unfinished business. And if Thomas and Hope lock eyes this week, it may already be too late to stop what's coming. The bold and the beautiful. Deacon faces a moral crossroads, Taylor crosses a line, and Sheila's grip begins to crumble in the intricate world of the bold and the beautiful, where no feeling stays buried for long and every decision reverberates through generations. Deacon Sharp now finds himself standing at a precarious crossroad. The weight of his marriage to Sheila Carter Sharp, the increasing bond with Taylor Hayes, and the emotional outcry from both his children have brought him to a moment of reckoning. The latest developments, layered, complicated, and intensely personal, could alter not just his future, but the lives of everyone orbiting this web of betrayal, fear, and fragile hope. It begins with a confession. A quiet, vulnerable moment between Deacon and his now-grown son, Eric Deke Sharp, where Deacon finally acknowledges something that's been simmering beneath the surface. Taylor Hayes makes him feel something that Sheila hasn't in a long time: joy. It's not just a passing comment. It's a statement dripping with consequence. Because in that one sentence, Deacon reveals the crack in his loyalty, the fissure in his marriage, and the emotional drift that could lead to a permanent rupture. For Sheila, that realization is poison. It's exactly the admission she's feared and exactly the reality she's forced Deacon into by her own hand. Her decision to keep Luna Nozawa's existence a secret from Deacon wasn't just a bad call, it was a betrayal. One that Taylor continues to reinforce during her own direct confrontations with Sheila, spelling out the unavoidable truth. When Sheila had the chance to choose her husband, she didn't. She chose to protect Luna, and now Deacon can no longer protect her. But this isn't just about lies. It's about trust. Deacon may still love Sheila, but the foundation they've built has rotted under the pressure of her secrecy. And now, with Taylor offering him something Sheila never could, understanding, openness, empathy, Deacon finds himself dangerously close to emotional entanglement with the very person Sheila once tried to kill. The irony is sharp. The danger is real, and the line between professional and personal grows thinner by the day. Is Taylor Hayes crossing an ethical line by continuing her sessions with Deacon? On paper, absolutely. This is not a typical case. This is the husband of a woman who once tried to murder her daughter. In any real-world scenario, that alone would be grounds for immediate recusal. But in the universe of B&B, nothing is ever that simple. Taylor believes she can compartmentalize, that her personal trauma can be separated from her clinical duties. But if that's true, why did she bring up Luna's name in therapy? Why did she draw a sharp line between Sheila's priorities and Deacon's sense of loyalty? And why does it feel like every session nudges Deacon one step further away from his wife? The answer is as layered as the characters themselves. Taylor, whether consciously or not, has taken on the role of a stabilizing force for Deacon. Where Sheila offers chaos, Taylor provides clarity. Where Sheila breeds fear, Taylor offers reflection. But even as she urges Deacon to step back, to find his own truth, the question remains: how pure are her motivations? Is she genuinely guiding Deacon toward healing? Or is she subtly manipulating him toward a future that may include her? Meanwhile, Deacon is caught in a vice grip. On one side stands his daughter Hope Logan, still reeling from the collapse of her relationship with Carter Walton and preparing to remarry Liam Spencer. On the other stands Deke, the son Deacon hasn't connected with on screen since 2003, now a grown man with his own voice and his own perspective. Both children, in separate conversations, confront their father with the same concern. Sheila is a danger. Sheila is a toxin, and she will destroy you if you don't walk away. It's a moment of remarkable clarity. Not just because both his children, without coordinating, express the same fear, but because it forces Deacon to confront a truth he's been avoiding. That maybe love isn't enough. That maybe commitment to someone like Sheila comes with too high a cost. That maybe this marriage has reached its limit. But the decision isn't easy, because Deacon knows something that others don't want to admit. Leaving Sheila could be more dangerous than staying. If he walks away, she could spiral. She could target those he loves. She could retaliate in ways only Sheila Carter knows how. And while Taylor and his children urge him to cut ties, Deacon understands that the consequences of such a choice could be catastrophic for them and for him. So, what now? For the first time in years, Deacon has to make a choice for himself. Not for hope, not for Sheila, not for redemption, not even for survival, but for clarity. He needs time. He needs distance. He needs space to understand what he wants, what he needs, and whether the man he is now can live with the woman he married. And this is where Taylor becomes both guide and complication. In their latest sessions, Taylor doesn't pretend neutrality. She doesn't hide her disdain for Sheila's choices. She frames the situation bluntly. Sheila has betrayed your trust. She has chosen herself, and you owe it to yourself to ask if that's the kind of partnership you want to endure. Her tone isn't manipulative, it's measured, clinical, but the undercurrent of personal investment is unmistakable. There is something growing here, something neither Deacon nor Taylor can name yet, but it's there. It's real, and it's dangerous. As Sheila watches this unfold, she senses the shift. She knows Taylor is becoming a threat not just professionally, but emotionally. She can feel Deacon slipping, and that's when she begins to push back. Expect more desperation, more emotional pleas, more attempts to reclaim the version of their love that only exists in memory. But this time, Deacon isn't so easily swayed, because the betrayal over Luna wasn't small. It was seismic, and it didn't just fracture their marriage, it cracked the mirror through which Deacon saw himself. The question now isn't whether he loves Sheila. It's whether he can live with loving her, whether he can rebuild trust without destroying himself in the process. And as Taylor continues to guide him, and as Hope and Deke continue to voice their fears, the inevitability of separation grows stronger. Sheila may fight. She may cry. She may plead, but the facts remain. Deacon has changed, and she may no longer be a part of the man he's becoming. So what comes next? It's possible Deacon and Sheila part ways permanently, that he finds strength in solitude, that he chooses peace over chaos. But it's also possible he tries to forgive, to salvage what remains. And that choice, whichever direction it goes, will ripple across the entire canvas of the bold and the beautiful, because nothing on this show happens in isolation. Taylor's involvement puts Steffi at risk. Deacon's heartbreak could push Hope into another emotional spiral. Sheila's reaction could be nuclear, and Deck's return could be the beginning of a larger arc for a new generation of Sharp legacy. Deacon Sharp's next move won't just determine the fate of his marriage. It will shape the future of every relationship around him. And in a world where love is often poison and loyalty is a weapon, the line between salvation and destruction has never been thinner. Stay with us. The fallout is only just...